ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, Governor Newsom putting a warning out to all Californians.
We will see an increase in cases.
The surge in hospitalizations straining our resources, the threat of more restrictions. And months after a massive blast tore through the USS Bonhomme Richard, what the Navy plans to do with the ship.
If these trends continue, we're going to have to take much more dramatic, arguably drastic action.
Governor Gavin Newsom today sounding the alarm as COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations continue to soar in California. Newsom warning that some counties could also run out of ICU beds by Christmas Eve. Over 14,000 new cases were reported today. Our state now has over 1 million cases and more than 19,000 deaths. As ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty reports, the governor may reinstate a stay-at-home order.
Let me just jump right in.
Governor Gavin Newsom saying we have reached a tipping point with a sobering update on COVID-19 cases in California.
If these trends continue, we're going to have to take much more dramatic, arguably drastic action.
The state considering another stay-at-home order like we saw at the start of the pandemic. Now 51 of 58 counties are in the most restrictive purple tier, including San Diego. The governor tweeting, California has worked hard to prepare for this surge but cannot sustain the record high cases we are seeing. Current projections show California will run out of current ICU beds before Christmas Eve. Southern California has bleak projections of 107% ICU bed capacity in the weeks to come. Newsom is asking everyone to stay at home as much as possible over the next few weeks.
If we see these trends continue, the potential for a stay-at-home order for those regions in purple because of hospitalizations and ICUs, we're not just now looking at positivity rates. We're not now just looking at case rates. We are now looking in real time at hospitalization numbers and ICU capacity.
Newsom says the high case numbers we've seen in the last 10 days have not even begun to impact hospitals yet. It takes about 2 weeks for that impact to be fully seen. Many worry with the millions of travelers who gathered over Thanksgiving that we are about to see an even larger surge. Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Galley reminding everyone that activities you saw a month ago now puts you at a higher risk than ever before. Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
And Governor Newsom says California is also expecting about 327,000 vaccines from Pfizer by mid-December. The governor says this week they should have guidelines for distribution. And new restrictions are in effect for Los Angeles County as of today. The new Safer at Home order puts tighter limits on gatherings and how many people can be inside businesses. It also closes playgrounds and card rooms. The new order will last until at least December 20th. LA County has been averaging more than 4,700 new cases every day. It's the highest rate since the pandemic began. We are waiting for updated coronavirus numbers from the county of San Diego. Yesterday, the county reported 1,066 cases, bringing our total to over 81,000. No new deaths were reported so far. 997 San Diegans have lost their lives. We'll update you as soon as the new COVID numbers come in. And we're bracing for a possible surge in cases linked to holiday travel and gatherings. But even as we wait for those numbers, San Diego is seeing a big spike from testing leading up to Thanksgiving. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell spoke with a local epidemiologist who breaks down the big picture as we head into December.
Health experts believe we could start to see the impacts from Thanksgiving travel and gatherings within the next few days. But one local epidemiologist believes that's only one part in this equation when it comes to an increase in COVID-19 cases. Before the Thanksgiving holiday, crowds of people rushed to get a COVID-19 test. And Dr. Robert Schooley, a professor of medicine at UC San Diego, says even though we are doing more testing, it's the hospitalization rate that he's paying close attention to.
We now have a record number of people in the hospital with this disease, so it's not just more testing and more people being diagnosed, it's actually more people becoming ill.
And Dr. Schooley expects to see an increase in those numbers in the next few weeks.
So I think the next couple of weeks are going to be extremely problematic with new cases as we head into the next holiday break.
And even though we are getting closer to getting a vaccine, he believes it's important for everyone to buckle down as we head into December.
We have a lot more virus in San Diego County than we've had from the beginning of the epidemic right now. And this will continue and will likely accelerate over the next few weeks. And so people should really do everything they can to protect themselves and their families from unmasked exposure to other people.
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Moderna is asking American regulators to allow emergency use of its COVID-19 vaccine. It says that the final results show that the vaccine is 94% effective. It's at 196 COVID cases so far in its study, and it says 185 of those participants received the placebo. 11 got the real vaccine. Now, the 30 people who became seriously ill in the trial, they did not get the vaccine. FDA advisors are expected to look at all of the evidence December 17th. Moderna is now the second company to ask for emergency use. Regulators will also be checking out Pfizer's vaccine on December 10th. Now, Pfizer and Moderna's success with their COVID trials could impact how vaccines are made in the future, and it all has to do with how they work. They use what's called messenger RNA technology. The virus's genetic code is injected into the body, and it can tell the cells what antibodies to produce. Now, this has not been approved for use in a commercial vaccine before.
In the future, it's clearly going to be tough to beat RNA vaccines for speed, and that's a wonderful thing. I mean, just this demonstration of how incredibly fast they can move has been great. How effective they can be, I think, will depend on the particular disease.
Now, he says that the most narrow application for this vaccine technology in the future is a similar situation where there's a new emerging virus.
The RNA vaccine has been tried for other infectious diseases, and also they have been investigated for cancer. There's the whole area of trying to vaccinate against cancer, which has kind of been an elusive target.
Now, a big question with a RNA vaccine is just how long its protection will last. And while there is encouraging findings, there's no historical comparison to look at. And a big thing experts say has helped with a vaccine is there's been a lot of money put towards manufacturing before we even knew it would work.
The USS Bonhomme Richard warship that was gutted by a massive fire in July will be decommissioned. ABC 10 News investigative reporter Jennifer Kastner first broke the story a few months ago about a Navy sailor being investigated for starting that fire. She's joining us now live with today's announcement, and the ship is officially damaged beyond repair.
Kimberly, that's correct. The Navy said that it just would not be cost effective to move forward. It would cost more than $3 billion to do this and take up to 7 years to restore it. So today, Navy officials decided to decommission the assault ship after it erupted in flames this July at Naval Base San Diego and took nearly 6 days to knock down. So more than 60 personnel, including sailors and civilians, were treated for injuries like heat exhaustion and smoke inhalation. In August, ABC 10 News was the first to report that the fire was being investigated as an arson, and the lead suspect, a Navy sailor, according to multiple sources with close ties to NCIS. To date, the Navy will only confirm that the cause is still under investigation. The timeline now for towing and dismantling the ship are still being finalized, but today, the Secretary of the Navy stated in part, "Although it saddens me that it is not cost effective to bring her back, I know this ship's legacy will continue to live on through the brave men and women who fought so hard to save her, as well as the sailors and Marines who served aboard her during her 22-year history." Now, coming up tonight on ABC 10 News at 5 p.m., an exclusive interview with a civilian hero who helped knock down those flames. Reporting live tonight, Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.